A little bit of time travelling now on BBC Scotland as we revisit the decade that brought us the Scottish Parliament, a scandal involving the American president, and a Scottish football match watched by 1 billion viewers. Time to rewind 1990s.
There's dancing behind movie scenes, behind the movie scene. Sadi Rani.
Main course, what's everyone having here?
What's the blandest thing on the menu?
The scampi is particularly garnishing.
I'll have that.
And dancing behind movie scenes, behind those movie screens. Asha Bartley, she's the one that keeps the dream alive. From the morning past the evening to the end of the light. Brim food of Asher on the 45. Well, it's a brim food of Asher on the 45. Brim food of Asher on the 45. Well, it's a brim food of Asher on the 45.
For years, Calton Hill and the old Royal High School had been the focus of the Home Rule debate. In the end, another city centre site at Holyrood was chosen.
We'll be reconnecting the Royal Mile, the people and the Parliament in a way that is entirely appropriate.
Holyrood wasn't everybody's choice as the site of the new Scottish Parliament, so Donald Dewar will now have to begin the task of winning over the doubters. But it is a prime city centre location, and there'll be an international competition to choose the design.
Baby, when you kiss my lips, make me wanna go head over heels for you.
The new Parliament will be the most important building in Scotland in recent years. Enric Miralles' previous work includes pavilions for Barcelona's Olympic Village, the city where he's based.
Sweeter every day. Your love gets sweeter every day. Your love gets sweeter every day.
No, I don't like that. I like traditional buildings and keep it traditional as far as possible.
Not a bad design. Quite impressed with that, actually. Quite impressed with it. Because it keeps other buildings round about it in a fine context.
Until the day you were, you're the loving girl that's taking my hand. Your love gets sweeter every day. Your love gets sweeter every day. Your love gets sweeter every day. Your love gets sweeter.
We believe firmly that what we are trying to achieve is effective coverage of devolved issues within devolved countries.
I think we should probably, especially with the advent of coming Parliament, we probably need a programme more than ever. A Scottish-based programme with Scottish affairs with Scottish reporters giving a viewpoint. So I think they're totally wrong.
Walking so sweetly when you walk, when you talk, when you dance for me, gal. Walking so sweetly when you walk, when you talk, when you dance with me, gal. Ba boom ba boom ba boom ba boom ba. I'll never make you blue. Boom ba boom ba boom ba boom ba. I'll never make you blue. Boom ba boom ba boom ba boom ba.
President Clinton has angrily denied having a sexual relationship with the young White House worker Monica Lewinsky.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false.
As you know, in a deposition in January, I was asked questions about my relationship with Monica Lewinsky. While my answers were legally accurate, I did not volunteer information. Indeed, I did have a relationship with Miss Lewinsky that was not appropriate. In fact, it was wrong.
The Democrats, heavy-hearted, went back to the People's House to vote on impeachment. The first such vote for 130 years, only the second in the country's history.
Those opposed will say no.
I have accepted responsibility for what I did wrong in my personal life, and I have invited members of Congress to work with us to find a reasonable, bipartisan, and proportionate response.
I'm sorry. I'm sure you're not a nutcase or a psycho or anything. It's just that I'm not that good at
constructing sentences.
The only way that we are going to make progress towards a permanent peace in Northern Ireland is by taking a proactive stance and talking to reach the broadest possible agreement.
If I'm ever in a tough political fight anywhere in the world, the person I'd like to have sitting next to me is Mo Mowlam.
Computers have always stored dates as 2 digits instead of 4. It worked fine until now, but come the year 2000, computers may think it's 1900 and simply fail.
If we don't act, then the result will be loss of money, of power and influence, perhaps on a disastrous scale.
The new discs look exactly like today's CDs, but they can store 20 times the data, and that means a full-length feature film can be stored on a single 5-inch disc for the first time.
Oh yeah, Ted, you're here to stay with me and Mrs. Doyle and Father Jack forever and ever 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 and ever.
It goes a little something like this.
Now we'll have to add some onions.
You know, I'm just going to step outside for
Get your coat on, Bob.
Taking me with you?
No, I'm going to turn the fire off. Of course I'm taking you. I wouldn't leave you here on my birthday, would I? Better bring your purse.
Oh my God! They killed Kenny!
South Park is set in a small town near the Rockies where 4 8-year-olds live: Kenny, Kyle, Cartman and Stan. One of the most controversial characters is Chef. He's played by unapologetic soul singer Isaac Hayes.
It's insulting, it's brash, it's ridiculous, and yet fun is all here.
I don't drink, sir.
Well, why don't you say?
I'm an alcoholic.
That's not how he's regarded in his hometown of Dalbeattie, where there's a plaque for the local hero. Today, the film company came to Dalbeattie to apologise.
I was never intended to portray him as a coward, you know. Dalbeattie has every right to be proud of Mr. Murdoch.
I'm very pleased that they did apologise to us. It's quite surprising that Hollywood listened to a small town like Dalbeattie. I'm pleased with the result, but I still feel that it's too little too late.
And leaders should lead, and they should be up front and leading, and that's why I'm here. A day like today, I mean, it's not a day for sort of sound bites, really. You can leave those at home, but I feel the hand of history upon our shoulder.
Northern Ireland has seized the chance of a new beginning. That's the outcome of the historic agreement reached this evening at the Stormont peace talks. The agreement was reached after nearly 2 years of talks, 30 years of conflict, thousands of violent deaths and centuries of bitterness. Bertie Ahern, Ireland's Prime Minister, and Tony Blair sealed the pact with an historic handshake.
Even now, this will not work unless in your will and in your mind you make it work. Unless we extend the hand of friendship to those who were once foes.
Why can't you see that nature has its way of wanting me?
John Hume and David Trimble have been taking local plaudits since the Stormont Agreement was put in place earlier this year.
All day the votes had piled up for yes across the 41 constituencies. The ballot paper had posed a constitutional question, changing the Republic's claim on the North. But there was no doubt that the vote was seen by most as an emotive endorsement of peace.
Yes, 71.12%.
It is an endorsement of what we did in the negotiations, and it is a very welcome acceptance by people of what is an element of compromise, but yet I think will create something around which we can all work and which will help to create a society here in Northern Ireland that everyone will be comfortable with. That's what I hope.
The people voted for dialogue and voted for equality and voted for inclusiveness, and all of this was a partnership. I mean, people from all sorts of different positions voting yes because they took a leap of faith into the future.
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. I think there's been too many troubles in the North for too long.
I've lost a few personal friends, a few family members have been hurt in the troubles, and I hope it's a last.
Dreaming of the day when I can see you there, my
for a possible pass. Waiting for the McNamara run. It's a good pass. In for Harold Blackback! Harold Blackback scores the goal, which may well give Celtic the title.
So bright for her, guess it's a blind kind of love. The sweetest thing, I'm losing you. Whoa, I'm losing you.
Celtic Football Club has announced that head coach Wim Jansen has resigned. His departure comes 48 hours after Celtic won the league title, their greatest day in a decade.
It's time we get the truth. What's really happening up the road? Wim Jansen should never have been allowed to go. Never.
Amoruso lets it run. It's a down! Stefan a down for Hearts! And a winner's medal for John Robertson.
But you still see the tear. Oh, the sweetest thing. Baby's got blue skies up ahead, but in this summer rain cloud, ours is a stormy kind of love. The sweetest thing.
Today's the largest sum of money we've ever spent on a player, and I'm sure we'll eclipse that again shortly. We're not happy having lost our championship. It's been the end of a very successful era, but we've got to pick up the gauntlet that was put down and go and retain the championship.
John Collins against Claudia Tafarel. And Collins equalises for Scotland. It's 1-1. Made by Cafu. Here is Cafu, saved by Jim Leighton, and it's an own goal. As Cafu celebrates, the own goal puts Scotland 2-1 behind.
Gave away two very bad goals from a technical point of view. I think it was shocking the way we conceded both goals. So other than that, I thought the team played reasonably well.
Seventh night running, violent clashes at the Drumcree front line. This time some of the crowd got on top of the security forces barrier on the roadway from the church.
Most of the people who live on this estate are Protestant. The mother of the boys is a Catholic, and this is why this family were targeted.
They murdered 3 innocent young children who weren't being brought up Catholic or Protestant, just were 3 kids. It's, I'm just full of hate.
"26 people have died, adults and children, Protestants and Catholics. Scores more have been injured. Some are in a critical condition, fighting for their lives. It is the single worst act of terrorism in Northern Ireland's 30 years of violence."
For Mo Mowlam, as for all those who'd worked for the agreement, the dream of peace was still alive.
The purpose of that bomb was to destroy the work and hope and agreement we built up. Our determination has got to be these people will never win, and that democracy will triumph over evil.
India today detonated no less than 3 nuclear weapons within shaking distance of the Pakistan border. With one of the devices reported to be a hydrogen bomb, the underground test drew instant condemnation from the country's neighbours.
Pakistan says it's conducted 5 nuclear tests in response to the 5 tests carried out by India earlier this month. Pakistan carried out its tests in the southwest of the country near the border with Afghanistan.
If there's to be a nuclear war, the CIA says it's most likely to happen on the border between India and Pakistan. The 2 countries have been to war 3 times in 50 years since partition. They still are in Kashmir.
These tests underline our grave concern about the increased risk of nuclear and missile proliferation in South Asia.
2 massive car bombs went off this morning outside American embassies in Kenya and Tanzania. They're still digging bodies out of the rubble.
It's been a depressing scene all day in front of the wreckage. However, the search goes on with great determination. Among people here, there isn't yet a sense of recrimination. There is just widespread horror at the inhumanity of the deed.
We will do whatever we can to bring the murderers to justice.
Space exploration from nuclear stations, NASA corrupted, united. Space exploration, excursion to the stars, on a military mission, on a military...
3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery with a crew of 6 astronaut heroes and 1 American legend.
The module, known as Zarya or Sunrise, will power and propel the station. In 2 weeks' time, the shuttle Endeavour will attach a docking module, and by next summer, the main crew quarters will be added. In all, 100 separate bits will be bolted on, creating a space station the size of Wembley Stadium.
The dreams of an entire planet are focused tonight on those 14 brave souls traveling into the heavens. And may we all, citizens the world over, see these events through. Godspeed and good luck to you.
The talks have been fruitful and positive, and Libya has confirmed a seriousness and readiness to find a solution to the Lockerbie problem.
I think you could sum up our mood as one of qualified optimism. Kofi has been successful in getting across the message that we are serious about this trial. There is no hidden agenda. All we want is for justice to take its course.
Good evening. An attack on Iraq by America and Britain is happening as we go on air tonight. Air raid sirens sounded over Baghdad about an hour ago. Anti-aircraft fire from Iraqi positions fired up into the sky. The action follows the decision by United Nations arms inspectors to pull out of Iraq in protest at Saddam Hussein's refusal to comply with their demands for access.
Today, I gave authority for UK forces to be deployed against Iraq. Operation Desert Fox was launched at 10 p.m. London time. There can be no greater responsibility upon a Prime Minister than to ask British servicemen to risk their lives for the sake of peace and stability in another part of the world.
Posh Spice, Victoria Adams, finally got what she really wanted today, an engagement ring from Manchester United star David Beckham. The couple say they're planning to marry next year, and they're very happy.
She was always the one that was most upfront. She joked with world leaders like Nelson Mandela. But when she didn't turn up for the national lottery draw on Wednesday, rumours started to circulate of blazing rows.
I don't believe it, not Jerry. Jerry's my favourite. Jerry's the one that keeps it all together. She's the one with the bounce, the go, girl power. Not Jerry, why?
So the Spice Girls, Britain's top-earning pop group, have split. The question now is whether Scary, Sporty, Baby and Posh will be able to continue the band's phenomenal success without Ginger.
They both said that peace itself was the greatest prize, but tonight the nationalist John Hume of the SDLP and the unionist leader David Trimble shared the most important humanitarian award in the world. The Nobel Peace Prize was given to them jointly for their work in pushing forward the Northern Ireland peace process.
The award puts the two men in the first rank of world political leaders, those who have taken risks for peace, those who continue to seek it after the euphoria of initial agreement wears off.
I want to see Ireland as an example to men and women everywhere of what can be achieved by living for ideals rather than fighting or dying for them.